What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel, and thanks for tuning in. I have an interesting one today that I wasn't even aware that my thought process was not even going this way. Sometimes stuff just come up and you revamp what you had going on just to address something new that came into the picture. On a recent podcast, alongside of his wife, former President Obama, made a couple statements that some of you might have seen trickling through social media that to many, and in particular those of us of the black community, kind of raised our eyebrows at, not to judge, but sometimes things just don't make sense. And let me go ahead and say this out the gate. I am not here to judge anybody. I have my thoughts on everything in life as it pertains to me, just like you have your thoughts. And if our thoughts do not coincide, as long as we're able to get along, and if we're not able to get along, as long as we stay out of each other's way, I think the world will be okay. But he made a comment I'm paraphrasing, but he said on the podcast he just did about a week ago or so that fathers who have boys, the fathers need to have a gay friend so that if the young boy turned out that he was wanting to be gay or non-binary, that the father would have a resource to go to for information and understanding and so on and so forth. That statement raised my eyebrows and a lot of other eyebrows, bringing in a lot of suspect ideas and thoughts as to why he would make a statement like that. Me being who I am, somewhat of a thinker, I study people, very analytical. For those of you that watch my channel, I do a lot of things sometimes in humor, but in all seriousness, I'm very aware of human nature and how it operates. I pay attention to words, how people use them, tone, inflection, context, the whole nine. I pay attention to, I watch. Former President Obama said that fathers should have a gay friend that could be a resource to them if their son decided that he was gay or non-binary. What's, what caught my attention was the fact that Obama has no boys. He made a comment. Most of the time when people speak, they speak from their experience when they're trying to help someone or give somebody knowledge or insight of life. They speak from their experience. So for him to make a statement like that, one would assume that maybe this man had a son who decided not to be straight, and the father Obama wished he would have had, or he did have, a friend who also was not straight, that he was able to go to for a resource. One would think that was the case based on that statement. One would not think that this man don't have any boys at all making a statement like that. But the way that my mind works, with a little bit of scripture, a little bit of Bible background, my mind said to me, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. That's Bible. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So I knew that the statement was off, but I knew that it had to come from somewhere. Where did it come from? What would make him say that? And sure enough, I was watching another channel that I watched, Big Ward, the genius, and he brought up a letter that former President Obama had wrote in 82 to when he was in college, to one of his girlfriends. He wrote, and this is not a direct quote, but he wrote that he makes love to men daily. Obama wrote this. Go look it up. You can Google it. He makes love to men daily, but in the imagination. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. He wrote other letters that I believe Emory University has gotten a hold of some and have published them. So that's actually a published letter. It's not private. He wrote it to his girlfriend at the time in 1982, Alex McNear, that he makes love to men daily, but in the imagination. On the same podcast that he did about a week ago, he also said that one of his favorite professors in college was a gay professor, openly gay. I looked that up. Dr. Lawrence Golden of the college that Obama was going to at the time, which I believe is Occidental or something like that, Occidental College. Obama went there, started in 1979. Dr. Golden was teaching there. He taught Obama and other students European politics. He was openly gay. Obama attended the European politics class, confessed that this man was one of his favorite professors, but this man also ran another class called sexual politics that was kind of out of the classroom discussion for the LGBT, all that, the alphabet community. He held that in a seminar discussion forum, answering questions that they may have. And guess who also attended those classes? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So this is my personal perspective of why Obama made a comment like that fathers should have a gay friend. I believe that Obama truly thought, he doesn't say he acted on it, but I based on the letter, that I believe, and the fact that him and that professor was close, I ain't going into all that, do what you will, but they was close. The professor, I read a lot of remarks where the professor gave him some high remarks about what a great man he was, this, that, and the third. I believe that at that time in his life, he was going through some things where he obviously considered being with another man and men. And he had no one in his mind, at least to his father. He could not or did not or chose not to go to his father for what, or anybody else close to him as a father figure in the family to discuss with them his feelings. This is what I believe, just based on the letter, based on the time frame. He was under Dr. Lawrence Golden from about 79 to about 80, 81. Then he moved. He writes the letter to this girl in 82. I feel that he was, I don't want to use the word struggling, but I believe he had thoughts, as he said, of being with other men in the mind. He didn't have the ability to go to his father and tell his father what he was feeling and get the insight and the resources that he wanted to get from him, but he was probably able to get it from Dr. Golden in those discussions. You with me? He wasn't able to get it from his father, but he was able to get it from the professor. He probably wished he was able to get it from his father. So 40 something years later, when he's on a podcast with his wife, he makes a comment that don't make sense if you leave it isolated. All men who have young boys need a gay friend that if he decides he's gay or non-binary, you can go to your gay friend to get the information you need to help out your son. He's projecting what he himself did not have back when he was a child, and he wished he would have had it, and he's trying to help other men, so he think he's speaking out. He's trying to set other men up to help them so that they don't have to, the sons, their boys don't have to go through what he had to go through when he was young. So if they already have a gay friend that's acclimated within the family and around and close and dear, then when they come out and feel like that's what they want to be, that young boy don't have to live confused. The father don't have to live confused because they have a resource that they can go to. So I'm not trying to suggest that Obama has been with men. That's all I'm saying is, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. And he told his girlfriend, Alex McNary, in 82 in a letter that is published by Emory University, I make love to men daily, but in the imagination. Y'all got it? Bye.